Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the intro. Uh, well, so Strapi V5 is out. What a time to be alive, right? uh, we are very excited. My name is Ondrej Mikulcik. I'm a Strapi consultant and developer at Notum. If you've been in the Strapi ecosystem for a while, maybe we could have already met, for example, on GitHub, because I've been maintaining our open source plugin. But if you are new to Strapi, maybe you've just heard that the new version is out. You've heard that there are some exciting features. This presentation might be for you, because I will try to convince you that Strapi V5 is the right fit for your next project. So let's see why that might be the case. And if this is gonna work. Maybe not, I don't know.
You wanna help?
I just needed to click. Uh, so first things first, I think before talking about Strapi exactly, it is important to address when you should even consider using headless CMS, and in which cases it might not be too appropriate. So I'm sure that you all know that Strapi is a headless CMS, as explained in the previous speech. Headless CMS is headless because it's not coupled with any front end by default, and the content you manage in the CMS can be consumed via API. I don't think this is necessary for very simple projects like static pages that will have the same structure for years, that are some like only presentation pages about simple topics, or just really basic information pages. For those, you don't really need headless CMS. You can just code them in HTML, JavaScript, and if you need some dynamic content, you can use, I don't know, Airtable, Notion, or whatever. And on the other side of the spectrum, there are super complex applications that need real-time data syncing and some really advanced technologies. For example, trading applications and so on. Well, you can definitely include headless CMS as a part of your tech stack. You will need some other big guns as technologies in your project, but anything in between them, I think headless CMS is a great option, especially if you have many platforms that need the content. And also if you have many collection, many data, and it's especially nice to have some kind of CMS if there are many people managing the content, because CMSs provide streamlined flows to achieve that. So with that said, if you are building such an application, what are your options? There are actually quite a few. I listed some examples here, and there are plenty of others. Like there's tons of others that are less known. So why do I think that Strapi is the go-to CMS for your next project? Actually, there are quite a few reasons, and let's go over them. So with half of them, they operate on a software as a service basis. So that means there is a risk of vendor lock-in. Strapi is open source and the community version is free forever, so you don't really have to worry about uh, prices of the plan you are using skyrocketing. I've heard some software as a service companies sometimes tend to double their pricing, even like triple, quadruple, and so on. And people still have to pay those prices, so there's nothing to worry about regarding that using Strapi. Another reason is its popularity. Here I tried to plot a chart of GitHub stars that each of the open source CMSs has. Of course, there are other CMSs that are open source, but Strapi is by far the most popular one. As you can see, it has over 60K GitHub stars. The second most popular is probably Directus, and it has only more than 20K, and the other competitors are following. And regarding the V5, it came out like 12 days ago, and people are already playing with it. It has had more than 16,000 downloads, and that's a weekly number, so that's probably more because it was released more than a week ago. So it has already some traction, which is great, I think. Okay, but why is popularity even important? I think, come on, maybe you are like this Sigma male developer. I'm going to go against the crowd. I don't need popular technologies. I'll just use what I like. Sometimes you might get stuck in your projects, and it's good to get help somewhere. So that's why I think popularity matters. And there are quite a few places to get help when you are using Strapi. For example, they have 2000 plus Discord members. There are plenty of members on Strapi Reddit. There is a Strapi forum, and you can post questions also on Strapi GitHub. And to be honest, the community is really vibrant and helpful and friendly. And also, I was quite surprised because when working with other CMSs, they usually had a community manager or someone managing their forums. And when you posted a question that was technical, they just linked you to some FAQ or whatever. But with Strapi, it kind of frequently happens that someone from the core team goes and answers your question. So they are super helpful and friendly, and this is definitely nice to see. Also, there's a plethora of plugins that you can extend your project with, but more on that later. Another reason that I see is Strapi uses technology that you probably already know if you are a developer and love. I think it's great that they adhere to some standards in tech space because with a lot of other CMSs they tend to craft their own solutions, kind of. As you can see here on the right, I was trying some CMS that I will not name now, but they invented their Graph Query API. It looks like GraphQL. It kind of works like GraphQL, but it's not GraphQL. And I was really pulling my hair out of my head trying to figure out how that works. The documentation was lame, so I'm really happy that Strapi uses like standard technologies, REST API, GraphQL, TypeScript, and React. They also are trying to stay up to date. With V4, we were still mostly running on JavaScript, and the bundler of use was Webpack. Now they updated it to TypeScript and Vite, so the builds are quite fast. That's very nice. Okay, so uh, if that hasn't still convinced you, you can save time on development costs because, for example, when you need to create a new data collection, you can do it in Strapi in a matter of few clicks. That's easy peasy, right? That's something you can also do in other headless CMSs, but when you look what is generated under the hood with other CMSs, I was sometimes struggling to understand what has just happened because they use some kind of architecture that's very specific to their project, or they were closed source, so I had no luck in trying to edit the underlying logic. With Strapi, they generate a route handler for you, controllers, services, and so on. And I think this is like the most standardized way in the industry. So you can just jump right into it and understand right away what's going on and edit the logic as you need, if you even need that. Uh, and I would also like to compare it maybe to generating this CRUD, like create re-update module with Nest.js or to Nest.js. I know that I'm comparing apples and oranges here a bit, but with Nest you can also run like Nest resource command, and it will generate controllers and services for you as well. But you still need to wire that up to your ORM, and uh, it just takes a lot more time. With Strapi, you just hit save, and when the server restarts, you get functioning API with many features such as filtering and searching and so on out of the box, and you would have to implement that in Nest.js. So since it's open source, you can also extend it however you like. There are more than, or not more than, almost 200 plugins on the Strapi market. I think you can still use like many of them with V5, but as you've heard during the last presentation, they are either updated already or they are just being updated. So I think they will be V5 compatible pretty soon. So if you are missing any feature in Strapi, chances are someone has already been missing this feature before you, and there's already a plugin available for you. And if that's not the case, you can always develop your own plugin. Actually, we've done that multiple times, and three of the plugins we created are also available on the Strapi market, so feel free to download them and plug them in your projects. And since Strapi v5 is now written completely in TypeScript, it's now easier to patch Strapi admin. With v4, there were some files that contained already precompiled JavaScript, and it was a bit painful to patch. But now I was looking at the source code, and it should be pretty easy. So I'm very happy to see that. Also, one of the things that I like about Strapi is that new versions with killer features come very often. Maybe some are expecting V6 already. But anyways, they are moving pretty fast. V3 was released in 2020, then V4 came in 2021, and since V4 was packed with new features and was pretty stable, we had to wait a bit for V5. But anyways, like new major release released this often, it's fine. And there are also a lot of new features coming in minor releases. For example, I think in 4.6 we got a role-based access control in the community edition. So Strapi is really developing like CMS that has great features, and the community edition is like totally usable. As Pierre has mentioned, you can host it on Strapi Cloud or wherever you like. It can be Dockerized, so you can play around with it on your local machine and then just deploy it somewhere. Okay, so for the past couple of minutes, I've been talking about how Strapi is amazing. So are there any drawbacks? Yes, maybe painful migrations, but that's not true anymore. We've done a test migration from V4 to V5, and it was pretty quick and easy. It's not bug-free, but no software is, and they are fast to fix bugs. It can be quite costly to host, but compared to software as a service solutions where you need some advanced plans, it's still cheap. And Pierre has already shown you the new draft and publish feature. So the biggest drawback that I saw was a lack of drafts is kind of solved. So the promised land is that you will have a CMS from which you can control content to various platforms with many translations, and the marketing teams will be happy that they have the tool that's fast and reliable. Okay, so if you are looking for a development partner, because I've convinced you that Strapi is great, I think the obvious partner would be Notum, because we know our way around Strapi. We've been in the ecosystem for so long. We've got many great colleagues. We've finished over 100 projects for our clients, and we are fun to work with. So, is Strapi the perfect solution? Maybe not, but I haven't found anything better. So, for me personally, Strapi is the headless CMS of my choice, and I'm very happy that V5 is finally out, and I'm looking forward for another features. So now it's time for Q&A. Thank you. Okay, anybody, any questions if we have time?
How many told you?
YouTube is 30 seconds behind, so we need to wait.
Okay, elevator music sound. Okay, Jirka.
I know you worked on like many plugin and like the open source features. Like, what is the biggest thing you are looking forward? Is it only the TypeScript and the V5? And maybe what is your also biggest learning from on like maintaining so many open source plugins for Strapi?
So thank you for the question. Regarding the plugin development, the Strapi released new SDK for that. So I will have to inspect what's new, and it looks like they are going to make life for plugin developers easier. So that's great. And my biggest learning is that there are a lot of people that will just want bug fixes, and they will just open issues and expect that the core team will fix it, and that's okay. But there are also like individuals who roll their sleeves up, and out of nowhere submit a pull request with a huge new feature, and I was really surprised to see that, how someone from Strapi community is helping on our plugins. So there's a lot of work with smaller bug fixes, but with the big tasks, there might be someone to help you, and I was really appreciative of that. So that's it.
And we are exactly on time.
Great.
So, any other questions? No? So, Ondrej, thank you a lot for your presentation. I know it's very hard to have one. And to the rest of our group and to our online session, see you again in 15 minutes, right? I think we still have some drinks. So suit yourself and see you later.